Hi, this is Jan Masters, the Everyday Joy Coach again. Welcome. This lesson is called Spiritual Forgiveness in Adoption, and it's, for me, an extremely significant component of this course. There's a difference between regular forgiveness and spiritual forgiveness, and basically the difference is this. In traditional forgiveness, we allow ourselves to understand that the other person has done something wrong, and we are willing to let our hard feelings about that go and embrace that person again into our lives to one extent or another. Spiritual forgiveness, on the other hand, is quite different. There's one author named Colin Tipping, whose book I recommend very highly if you're interested in pursuing this topic deeper. The name of his book is Radical Forgiveness. And spiritual forgiveness is a forgiveness that ultimately, imagine this, it leads us to a place at which we finally understand that there never was anything to forgive. Now, let me say that again. Spiritual forgiveness leads us to a place within our hearts, not in our logical mind, because our mind would never buy into this, as you can imagine, but a place in our hearts from which we totally know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there never was anything to forgive. So how do we get there? Well, sometimes it takes time, and sometimes it's just simply a flash of insight, a flash of perception, a flash of ascended thought. The way that we get there is understanding what we've been talking about in this course, and which we'll talk about at length in the next lesson, which is that we're all playing significant chosen roles for one another. Everything that we do for each other, even, and we could say especially, things that trigger painful feelings, are about our ability to evolve beyond the judgments of the ego and into an expanded state of awareness from which we know we're all in this together. We're all helping each other in somewhat mysterious ways, but one thing we can absolutely count on is that if you are triggered by someone, it's by soul agreement. And whatever it is that's triggered is not just triggered for your suffering, it's triggered so that it can come up into your awareness for healing and release. There's no other reason. It's not about gratuitous suffering. It's not about, oh, this earthly life is where we suffer. No, this earthly life, if we can gain a different perspective, is where suffering is a signpost to an opportunity to heal something very deep, release it, and be free to be more joyful and happier. So you're going to be asked to examine some of your relationships with the people you're finding hard to forgive. You're going to be asked to take a look at what it is that you think needs to be forgiven, what lessons are inherent for you, and I hope that you will delve deeply into your heart and your soul and recognize, as you're in this process, that your ego is going to battle you every step of the way. Your ego doesn't want to know about, oh, everybody's doing this for each other. Your ego thinks in terms of good guy, bad guy, victim, perpetrator, right and wrong, black and white, very dualistic thinking. Spiritual forgiveness is about moving out of dualistic thinking into that place from which we know we're all connected, and we all are behaving in very meaningful ways for one another. So enjoy this part of the process. I hope that it helps in your healing process, and I thank you again for allowing me to share this time with you. Blessings.